Okay, I promise. This is my last video for tonight, and yeah, it's really late. It's like 1:30, I think, and I'm getting very tired, and I have to be up at 6. So, but anyway, my story with Grandma is I'm trying to sneak pay this sweater, and I'm asking the cashier, and I understand, that she's busy and stuff, and I'm like, can you please just hurry? And she's looking at me, I'm like, can you just please hurry? Because, I'm frightened to death, because Grandma wasn't mean at all, but if you went across Grandma, I'd heard stories. My husband never encountered, but if you went across her, she would let you know. I greatly respect that. But Grandma, she, so I'm kind of, I'm really frightened. I'm like, oh Lord, what's she gonna do? Because she has noticed that I am paying for this sweater. She loves this sweater. I showed it to her, and I couldn't believe how overjoyed she was. I was just hoping she would like it. And, but anyway, she's raising Cain, and she is in the wheelchair. And yeah, she's a really tiny little woman by this time. She used to have a weight problem, but as she got older, and like I said, she lost a lot of weight. And so she's, kind of frail. And she is, my husband is trying to physically pull back the wheelchair. My husband is a big guy. He is, 6 feet tall, and people think he's a Samoan because he's very broad-shouldered and big-chested, and used to be fat, but now it's not, because he works really hard on that because of the diabetes. And that's why he's not having to take insulin any longer for now. I'm really proud of him for that. But so he's trying to keep the wheelchair, and she's trying to get out. Now we know she can't get out. Well, I'm not certain, because Grandma could do awesome things, but she might have been able to get out and crawl. And if she reached my ankle, I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, so I'm asking this cashier kindly to hurry, because I'm just scared to death. And she looks over and she realizes, oh, this elderly lady is she's not happy, because she's threatening my husband some ways to Sunday that that if her grandson doesn't let her go and stuff, because she's not gonna let me pay for this sweater and stuff, and I saw the horror in my husband's eyes. He's like, what are you doing, woman? Yeah, but so I paid for it, and I waited till we got outside, because I kind of ran ahead because I was still really scared. I'm a big chicken and don't want Grandma to kill me. So anyway, running up ahead, and I literally tossed the bag with a sweater at my husband, way above Grandma's head, because I'm too chicken to give it to her, because I don't want to get close enough, because she may kill me now, and then I look over, and Grandma's crying, and it wasn't tears of being mad or sad. It was, she couldn't believe somebody would do something that nice to her, and it's like, Grandma is so little compared to all you have done, and it's so small, and she loved the sweater. She cherished the sweater, and she would always talk about the sweater I mean, and until she drew her last breath, she always, when she couldn't speak any longer, she would always remember that sweater. And, but I felt really bad because she cried, and my husband said, "You were the only person I ever saw that made her cry." And we tease each other all the time. He's like, "You made grandma cry," and I'm like, "I didn't mean to." We can laugh about it now, but I always will remember that because grandma is irate because how dare I pay for something for her? I mean, why would I go to a store and taunt a person if I know that the budget is extremely tight? And I mean, the fact of it is that her husband died, and he had just retired, and he got very ill at a hunting trip, and he came back, and they discovered a heart problem, and they were going in to do, catheterization, to his heart, with the balloon and everything to unclog what was clogged up. I can't quite remember what it was. This is like 24 years ago. But he died. It wasn't anybody's fault, really. It's just the clot. The buildup in the calcium in the clot just went straight to his heart, and but they're all sitting there waiting for him to come out of this simple procedure, and all of a sudden they hear code blue, and wasn't anything anybody could prepare for, and they'd worked really hard all their life, and grandma never ever complained, but she did not have many funds. I mean, and she made do the best she could, and we would send her stuff when she lived down in Arizona. That's where Grandpa died at, was in Arizona, and we would send her baked goods, and she always thought we were being so nice, and what we were actually really doing was we would make banana bread, or we would make zucchini bread, or something like that, and we would just say that it was extra we had baked, because Grandma was very, very proud, and he did not want to accept. She didn't want any pity, and it was our way of being able to help. It wasn't much, but it was our way of trying to help with that situation. And but yeah, Grandma cried, and I remember I still smoked, and I have for a long time, and even though I've quit 5+ years at a time and stuff, it just there's no excuse for it. It's just something I'm not ready to adventure into. I'm enough of an emotional mess, as you guys can see. It's been a long, hard road, and I've always been told I couldn't express any emotions and stuff, and now I'm finally brave enough to. But wow, you almost don't know what to do with all the emotions, because it's like you weren't taught to have it really deal with them. So it's been quite a journey, and when I don't quite understand, but I'll get there. But so I was cutting down, and we had station wagon at that time, and I don't want Grandma to see me smoke. Grandma got her lungs burned when she was working here in Wyoming at a university. She used to be a house mother, and she had mixed ammonia accidentally with something else, and the fumes overwhelmed her, and it scarred her lungs. And so she always had to be really careful about what she could breathe and stuff, so I never smoked around her, and I didn't really want her to see. I'm sure she could tell. I mean, you can always smell somebody smoked, even if it's outdoors. But I didn't want her to see me. I didn't want her to think I was disrespecting her, and I didn't want to see disappointment in her eyes. So I'm trying to crouch down at the end of the station wagon to have like a part of a cigarette, while my husband is still dealing with this woman who, who is not happy that I paid for this sweater. Because she just doesn't think, I don't think she really thought she was worth paying for it. Grandma was very humble, and, that's part of why I loved her, is because she wasn't fake or phony a bit. And everybody thought she was so poor when she died, and I always say she was the richest woman alive because, she had that ability to just really love in that capacity, and it's not something I think I'll ever run across besides with my husband and, well, my granddaughter. And yeah, I'm finding other people that you really are honest and wonderful and open and stuff. I haven't been, I never was exposed to that growing up. My parents were very cold. They were very abusive in every way. I still can't tell my husband about some of the things that happened because though they weren't my fault, I feel too ashamed. And I think that's something you live with sometimes, and I hate it when, I have PTSDs, and when you have flashbacks and you're not expecting them and something triggers them, and it'll bring up something that it's happened to me a few times where I'm not even aware that happened, and it's like something would jar it, and it's like, oh my God, really? And you feel so ashamed, so ashamed, that you treat it that way. But, I think I'm overcoming it. It's really been hard because I really love my parents, even despite everything that was done. I can, but they just won't open that door. I tried to get in late this morning when I made my first video. I thought, well, I'll send them a link. Maybe they will view it and see maybe something good in me, but they didn't respond. I guess they're never going to, and they have to let go, and I know that, but my heart doesn't come with an on and off switch. I don't know how to stop loving them, even though I know I need to. I understand why they love my brother, but they don't love me. But my grandma, I miss my own grandma very much. She used to always kind of be my protector. While I was growing up, she was the one I could go to get that hug. She would stop everything and hold me on the lap. And it would be one of my great-grandmother's Afghans. She used to make such wonderful Afghans. Beautiful. She didn't have a pattern. I don't know how she'd ever do it. She was just, but she would wrap me up in this Afghan and she would rock me. And my mom would get madder than a hatter and about her doing that. And I know I was probably way past the age of my grandma to be comfortable to do that, but she still allowed me to do that. And quite frankly, sometimes I would give nothing more than be wrapped up in that Afghan again. But I'm really blessed to have had her, and some wonderful memories of my grandmother and my grandfather, and I cherish those memories, even though, Grandma and Grandpa are gone, and, I just can't seem to reach my parents, and it's tight running out. My mom is terminally ill, and she really is. She's got pH, and she's on oxygen. She will always be on oxygen, and there's nothing they can do, but oh well. I'll learn. I don't know. But I'm gonna go to bed because I'm probably rambling and I know I am. So, love you guys.